Hello, everybody. My name is Mick,
My name is Mari.
and we had the pleasure of going to the 21 Pilots concert at the Credit Union One Amphitheatre in Tinley Park, Illinois, to see their show for their new album, Breach, that was released a few weeks ago.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Very recently, and it was a great time. So, first off, a little background about the band 21 Pilots.
Okay, so 21 Pilots, their origin is Columbus, Ohio. Okay, so they were formed originally in 2009 when Tyler Joseph, the lead vocalist, started the band with two of his other friends, and then they left in 2011. And Tyler met the current drummer, Josh Dunn, through a mutual that they had who worked with Josh at Guitar Center. And they connected over music, and then Josh joined the band. And then the rest is history.
The rest is history. They've been a band for 14 years now, maybe almost 15 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. They're best friends. You can really tell in the way that they interact with each other and looking at old videos and stuff. They've been friends for a long time, and that's not going to change anytime soon. But they're growing into their adulthood now. Josh is married. They're both married.
Yeah.
And Josh's wife, Debbie Ryan, is pregnant now. Yes.
Debbie.
So a little personal background for the band. The reason why I wanted to cover 21 Pilots is because I've been a fan since 2016 and 2017. Like the end of 2016 is when I found them in their Blurry Face era, and it kind of changed my world. They were all I listened to. I listened to them on repeat. The Blurry Face album and the Vessel album specifically, I was a huge fan, and I got to see them on their Emotional Roadshow tour at the United Center in January of 2017, and it kind of started my love for music. Seeing Car Radio live, and Tyler Joseph was right in front of me on a platform, like screaming in front of my face. I was sobbing. I was like 11 or 12, and it really just like shook my entire world. And that's where I got the name for my radio show here at UIC Radio, Car Radio, and also just because I love listening to the radio in the car, but mostly because of that song. I really, really loved that song, and I still do to this day. Every year I have a phase where I listen to 21 Pilots only for like at least a month, and I was in that phase recently. I didn't even know the new album was coming out because, to be honest, I didn't really keep up with them after Blurry Face. I only listened to those two albums. And then I saw that they just released an album, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And they hit #1 with this album, Breach, which is insane. They hit #1 above Ed Sheeran, Sabrina Carpenter, and Morgan Wallen, which is very hard to do. And the fact that they didn't even have a hit song. And, like, you're not hearing this in, PacSun on, I think they might be playing on the radio, but, like, you're not hearing this in Target and stuff.
That on the radio.
And it's still hit #1 because their fan base is honestly one of the most loyal fan bases I've ever seen. Ever. Yeah.
They always sell out. I feel like people are often like, oh, like 21 Pilots is still touring whenever you find out.
Mm-hmm.
But they always sell out because they have such a loyal fan base who has literally followed them since the beginning.
Yeah, they really do. And you could see the crowd was insane. Everybody dressed up. And they also, a part of their lore is that they have yellow tape on them in the music videos and stuff, and we'll get into that later. But literally at the front, before security, they had yellow tape so that fans could put it on, which I thought was really sweet. So everybody was dressed up, and everybody was wearing merch. Everybody was wearing new merch, old merch. Their fan base is all over the place. There was children. There were people who were like, in their 40s and 50s, and everybody was on the same energy. Anyway, a little bit of info about the venue. I personally really enjoyed the venue. It was secluded, so there's no parking outside the venue, but what's nice is that the parking at the venue is free, and there's a ton of it, so you're bound to get a spot. It just might take a bit to get to your spot and to get out of your spot, but it is free, which is nice. There's VIP parking for $50 if you so please, and the venue's huge. There's tons of food, alcoholic beverages, soda, lots to offer, which was great. We got these chicken wraps that were really good, and this like soda with a refillable cup, which we lost in the pit because I couldn't hold on to it any longer. But yeah, it was nice because it was outside, so we didn't feel too hot, even though we were in the pit, and it was huge. But what was nice was that throughout the show, Tyler and Josh made sure every section of the venue got seen. So they were running around everywhere. They had a B stage where they performed, which is in the middle of the crowd. Tyler ran up to the lawn and, was waving to people and saying hi to people, which was really cool. So we started off with the opener, Dayglow.
Oh my gosh, Dayglow was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they have their hit song, Can I Call You Tonight, which is really cool to see live because
Can I call you tonight?
And Hot Rod, which a lot of people know from like 2020 era. So I was very nostalgic. That was fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was. The lighting was really cool. The crowd was kind of into it. I feel like we were a bit more into it than the people around us.
Yeah, I do think so as well.
Yeah.
I think maybe that for the whole show, though. Because I have some videos of you going, like, insane and no one else is moving.
I cannot stop thinking about this show. I woke up these past 2 mornings just it looping in my head.
All I can think about is the part where they go, taking my time, taking my time on my ride. Whoa. Yeah. That's my favorite part where he goes, yeah.
It was so fun. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. Okay.
Help
anyway, back on track. Dayglow was great. Sound was good. It was fun. They had great energy. They've been fans of 21 Pilots for a while. So they really thanked them. And I thought they were great openers. The set was like short and sweet. So and honestly, the transition between them and 21 Pilots was really fast, which surprised me.
It was so fast, like 30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Which in 20, okay, I've been to a lot of concerts and people, it's like the average time is 30 minutes between an opener, like, ending and then the headlining act starting.
Mm-hmm.
But 21 Pilots had such an insane amount of, like, tech and lighting and, like, pyro and stuff that I can't believe they had all of that set up in 30 minutes. And I know they had it set up prior, but still insane.
Yeah, they had, like, a whole set.
It was the most insane concert in terms of, like, budget that I've ever been to. And it's just insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, at least every other song there were pyrotechnics or fireworks or smoke.
I was like, usually you don't get that until the last song of a show.
If any at all.
If any at all.
The budget was absolutely insane. And
they lit a car on fire.
Mm-hmm.
They get a new car every show. And those are nice vintage Volkswagen Bugs. Beetles, I mean.
It was not a Beetle. It was like some like...
What? It was a Volkswagen.
It's like nowhere near a Beetle. But it was cool. There was a B stage, which was in the middle of the crowd. So if you were in the back, you were still able to see them during that part of the set, which was in the middle. And they made their way over there, and then they lit the car on fire. Yeah. So should we get into the lore? I think we should. I think we need to give a little background on the lore so that like the set will make more sense when talking about it and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so basically, and Maria and I just found this out recently. We didn't even know the lore going into the concert. And we were like, what's going on? Because these fans are in on something that we know nothing about.
All the outfits, like so many people are matching. And I was like, how does everyone have this exact outfit? And like, I was like, what's going on? This is so weird.
Yeah, so basically since Blurry Face up until Breach, Tyler and Josh have formed a world that encapsulates the themes of mental illness and struggling, coping, relapsing, etc. So each album is a different like part of this world. And there's this character named Clancy who is trying to escape this world that they're in on this continent called Trench, and they're in the city. What's the city called?
Dima.
Dima, yes, the city of Dima that has 9 different sections, and each section is owned by a bishop. So
There's 9 bishops.
yeah, 9 bishops, like Nico and the Niners, which is one of the song names.
Their leader is Nico.
Nico, Mr.
and the
Nico.
Niners.
Nico and the Niners.
Wait till I find out who Nico is.
You just wait.
Y'all just wait.
Y'all just wait. So Clancy, the main character, is trying to escape, but Nico keeps snatching him and bringing him back to the city. And then there's this other character, Torchbearer, which is, by the way, Clancy is Tyler Joseph, and the Torchbearer is Josh Dunn. So there's this character called the Torchbearer who's a part of this rebel group. Yeah. Called the Banditos.
He's the leader.
Is he the leader?
He is the leader.
Okay, he's the leader until later on. So yeah, Torchbearer's the leader, and he's always carrying a torch, whatever. And
he's bearing the torch.
Yeah, and so the bishops can't see the color yellow, which is why the Banditos wear the yellow tape on them. So yeah, and so Clancy keeps trying to escape, it doesn't work out. There's a lot of like different aspects to the lore that I'm not going to touch on because there's like different plot lines and stuff.
Yes, there's a lot.
There is a lot. But basically the city of Dima is ruled by this religion that is basically you don't reach the nirvana until you take your own life. And that's why their whole slogan is stay alive, because they want to reject this religion and reject the toxicity of the city that they're in and the corrupt government that they're in, which are the 9 bishops. And the 9 bishops have powers, by the way, so they can
They can seize people.
Yes, seize people, control the city. And then there are these and
it makes
elites involved in the city that are evil. It's kind of like Hunger Games type of vibe.
Yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Hunger Games.
It is. So there are the elites that Clancy uses to distract at one point, and then there's this dragon called Trash that also goes underwater that distracts everybody while the Banditos are trying to get to the bishops and stuff. And there's each album has a different plot line, and you can see that all of this plot in their music videos. So I recommend watching their music videos, watching YouTube lore videos and stuff, because oh my god, it just sucks you in.
It's insane.
Yeah, so they're basically trying to stop this corrupt government. And so where we're at now, Breach, is sadly the end of this lore that they started in 2017.
But there will be more. No, not in 2017.
Well, okay. 2016?
2015.
Oh, yeah, that's when Blurryface came out.
Yeah.
Okay, I always forget that Blurryface is a sleeper album and that it released in 2015, but it didn't get big until 2016, 2017, which is cray. Yeah, so the end of the lore, well, supposedly, it's still kind of open-ended.
It is very open-ended, and there will be more. That's why he says always. #always.
Always.
And you know what? Tyler, a.k.a. Clancy, he used the 21 Pilots symbol to #end Nico.
So bishops are the other ones with power, right? Except for Clancy. Clancy has the power to take over and seize with the help of these horns, these antlers that he has to have a hold of, and so he can control Nico and stuff and sync up with him. It's kind of hard to explain, but so Clancy is the protagonist, hero, only exception type of guy. So at the end, Clancy is fighting Nico and the Niners, with the help of the Banditos. So which is what you can see all of this play out on city walls, the music video. So the Banditos are basically Nico and the Niners have this army of the dead that the Banditos have to fight. So they're all fighting and stuff while Clancy's off doing the boss fight with the bishops. So the other bishops, he gets pretty easily, but then it's just him and Nico, and they have beef since day one, right? He's always snatching him when he's trying to run away. And so this was the final boss fight. And then the moment is when he put up the 21 Pilot symbol with his fingers and then shot his hands down, and then Nico just, dies. And then to everyone's surprise, at the end, he puts on red cloak, which means that he took the spot of Nico. He turned into a new Nico.
And now there will have to be a new Clancy to replace him.
So we found out in the City Walls music video that there's multiple Clancys.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And so Josh, the torchbearer, is really sad, and he sees his friend Clancy offers torchbearer a robe to become one of the bishops, and he's like, hell no. And he walks away, and torchbearer is all sad. It's really sad. Like, I'm getting shivers right now because they're like besties. And torchbearer, and then at the end of the music video, this rando bandito comes up to torchbearer and is like, I really liked this Clancy. And he's like, yeah, he's still out there somewhere.
He goes, but that's not Clancy anymore. That's not Clancy up there anymore.
Yeah.
He's out there somewhere. So we're going to try again. Always.
Always.
Remember
always.
it.
And the merch list is always on it from Clancy. Like, everything ties together.
Did you see Tyler wearing a shirt that said I'm Clancy? And then he came out wearing a shirt that said always?
Yep.
I thought it was crazy that he changed, but I was like, he totally changed.
Yeah, and it was, I wish we knew the lore beforehand, but I'm glad we're learning it now and like connecting the dots.
We didn't talk about the outfit change, but I noticed it, and I'm glad you did too.
There were so many outfit changes. Oh, yeah, no,
I
noticed
Josh
that.
changed his clothes so many times.
Yeah, he was wearing a cheetah print, like...
Yeah, he wore that for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, literally like, one song. They came out in that crazy, like,
Oh,
outfit.
my God. Oh, it's the outfit from the
Oh, wait.
Clancy era. Because they wore these outfits during a concert that they threw in Dima to distract them for the banditos and stuff like that. But so Tyler's wearing like this cat hat, and he's throwing around this microphone that's lit up.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
So cool. That was funny.
It was
cool.
funny, but it was also very cool.
And then Josh was wearing a mask with red eyes in it.
It was very scary.
A little scary.
Using very for everything.
And then there were, like behind them on the screen, there were a bunch of red eyes, and supposedly they're the other Clancys or other versions of his Clancy.
And this song is like, this is Overcompensate, and this is when Clancy gained the power to seize, which is the power that the bishops have, and he was seizing this version of him to do it. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, and they showed that in the show.
In the music video?
No, remember the video, the reel you sent me?
Oh, yes.
Of like them having the other guy go on stage? They like did that in the show. Wow.
It, like, they really, this tour especially, I think, they formulated the Celis around the lore.
This is so awesome. Imagine how
so
like
cool.
the big 21 Pilots fans felt experiencing
I know.
this.
I had shivers, but like I'm like if I knew all this, like it would be crazy.
Literally.
But even without knowing anything, I truly feel like anybody could go to the show and be like, wow, that was incredible.
Yes, it was
incredible. The amount of every single like
you're speechless.
I'm speechless. The amount of outfit changes, the pyrotechnics, they're so comfortable on stage. Even like Josh is like timid and whatever, but he's comfortable.
They had such amazing crowd work.
Oh my God.
They were so engaging. The stage was incredible. They were so like they made sure everyone got a good view at some point in the show. They walked through the crowd. They brought people on. They brought a little kid on stage. Like they're such good performers, and I really appreciated that. Like I don't know. I really enjoyed the concert, and I went in as someone who knew like maybe 6 songs off the set list, and I had a best time. That's like easily probably in like my top 5 concerts. Like it was so fun.
Yeah, and this is a big statement, and I've been to a lot of concerts. I tried to count last year, and it was like 50, and I've been to more since. But I'm dead serious when I say this is the best concert I've ever been to in my entire life because of nostalgia aspects, but also it's just such a good show. They're so comfortable with their fans.
Yes, and
like,
everyone's so respectful to them.
Yeah,
they walked through the crowd so many times, and like
no
people
one, like,
wanted high
them
fives, but like nobody was grabbing them or like trying to pull on their clothes and stuff.
No.
Like no one, people were very respectful.
Yeah, it's like because I feel like they formed such a friendship with their crowd. Like it, like not to sound parasocial, but when I saw them right in front of me, I was like, oh, it's like they're like old friends.
That's like my best friend.
Yeah, that's like my friend. And I'm like so happy for them. And, you know, it's just there's mutual respect all around. Everybody is just happy to see them. And I feel like people in the crowd, they were comfortable. You know what I mean? It's like, I was freaking out, and it's insane that they were right in front of me, but also there was like a level of comfort. They weren't being treated, you know, like AA list celebrity. You know what I mean? Like it's just there was like those are our friends. And I think I've been watching a lot of interviews. They feel that way too about their fans, which is awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. The crowd control was crazy. They were changing up the speed of their songs, and the crowd would follow on immediately. They would like put their hands up, and the whole crowd would put their hands up immediately. They'd sway immediately.
It was like
everyone
we were
was
following
swaying.
all of their moves. It was insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
It was immediate, and it was like crazy.
Yeah, and
but I also like appreciated it because it made it like more engaging and more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not that concerts aren't engaging, because it's kind of hard to like not pay attention when that's in front of you, but like they made it like an enjoyable experience for everyone, no matter like what.
Honestly, they did. They made everyone feel seen, and they were. I guess during Ride, they always bring a kid on stage.
And it was so awesome. That kid had such great stage presence.
Yeah,
he immediately was like, he was not nervous at all. I would have been so scared if I was in front of that many people.
Oh my God, yeah.
What if I didn't know the words?
I know.
They just grabbed me.
How do they know he knows the words?
Right? I don't think he did.
No, he said Ride. His name was Mello.
I've been
thinking
so much.
And they were so like good with him and stuff. He kept bringing the microphone down, and Tyler was like, "Don't forget, put the microphone right back up to your lips."
He goes, "Got it."
Yeah, he put it up to he said, "Got it."
Then he started singing.
He locked in,
and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was so sweet.
And then they just kicked him off the stage,
like quick.
But that was okay. They had to move on.
Yeah, they did.
We don't blame them.
Their set was, by the way, 2 hours and 15 minutes.
It was so long. I've never been to a concert. I have been to a concert longer, but like that was like different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like this was insane, but like sometimes I'll go to concerts and I don't know why, but sometimes I'll go and I'll like halfway through I'm like, okay, I need this to be over like now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a 2-hour show and I did not like feel like that at any point.
No, I did not want it to end. I was so sad when it ended. I do wish that water was passed out to the crowd, and I know you can leave easily and get water.
But it's like,
but when you have your spot in the pit, I feel like it's just known that people don't want to leave. And there was this one point where I was really, really parched, and I was scared that I was going to have to leave and miss, but I just like thugged it out. And yeah, so I do wish that water was handed out. But there is like easy access to water if you leave for a second, which I just didn't want to. Yeah. So the set was so cool. They changed it often depending on like the era that the song was in.
Yes.
And
it was insane. They changed their outfits. They changed, and they've changed really fast.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, they changed according to like their fits in the music videos and stuff, according to the lore. So Torchbearer dressed up as a bandito, and Nico wore his iconic outfit.
And for
Nico,
Dal,
I meant Clancy.
And for Dal, he put on the skull mask, and Josh put on the ski mask on the drum. That was so good.
That I literally was. Oh my God, let's just have a moment for Heavy Dirty Soul, because that was a crazy part.
It was
insane. Yes,
every time I think about the concert, that's the first song that I think of, because it was such an insane part of the show.
Lots to cover here. First of all, it was the 9th something song, and there were fireworks, smoke, fire.
And they were so
I felt the heat on my face.
Loud. Yeah. The fireworks were so loud.
I heard Mario scream.
I was like, how are they doing this? This is like the beginning of the show. We are a third into the show, not even halfway.
Yeah.
And they were already going crazy with the pyro. I was like, okay, the end of the show was going to be very boring. But it just kept getting bigger.
Better and bigger and better and bigger. It was, yeah. So Heavy Dirty Soul was one of the first music videos to the lore.
And that's one of the biggest ones too, I think.
Music videos?
Because that was the one that was talked about the most in the lore. One of the most important to the lore.
Yeah, because Clancy's trying to escape with the bandito in a car. And then he gets snatched back by Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever he gets snatched back, that's Nico paints his neck black, which is why during Blurry Face songs he paints his neck black. Fun fact. And yeah, and
because Nico is Blurry Face. In case you guys didn't know.
Yes.
And that was the craziest thing that's ever come into my mind. Try again. Cut. That's the craziest thing that I've ever thought of. No. Take 3. That is just the craziest thing ever to me.
Yeah. Because Blurryface has been around for so long, and my
forever.
like 11-year-old self just I started tearing up when I saw them put on the red beanie and the ski mask and put on the white t-shirt with the blacked out neck from Stressed Out music video, and I just like melted a little bit. I felt at home. And the crowd went crazy for all the Blurryface songs, which I was so happy about.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
Tearing My Heart was so good because they split the crowd up and they had us, and they like made the song so long, and I just love that song by them so much because I think it's like the most romantic song ever.
It's such an incredible love song.
A love song.
Yeah,
I need to make a show like all about it. But anyway,
like
they split the crowd up, like Tyler's side and Josh's side. Mick and I were on Josh's side, and we totally won. And
Josh.
Like, love you, Tyler, but like your team lost. Sorry.
No, straight up, he said that Josh's side won. So
yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about it.
Exactly. But anyway, it was awesome because the song was like extended because we all took turns singing the bridge.
Yeah, the bridge goes
You fell
in my courage of the whole time,
but that's okay, I'll just avoid the hole so you'll sleep fine. I'm driving here, I sit, cursing the government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement.
So
you
we just
fell
like
asleep in my
courage of the whole time,
and
we just like flipped off.
Mine. I love him.
And then he starts screaming it, obviously, which is just like, oh, what a beautiful lyric! Like such a mundane way to express true, undeniable love for someone. Yeah, that was a fun part of the concert, and they really kept the crowd engaged the entire time. If you weren't chanting someone, they were running up in front of you. They were running all around, which is, I mean, everyone appreciated it. It was so cool. At one point, Josh went up on a drum in the middle of a crowd at just a random section in the back.
And the crowd held him up in his drum set and held him up while he drummed.
Yeah.
That
and the
is
crowd's just like used to it because the fans know what they're getting into.
Crazy trust in your fans to do that.
Yeah. And they've been doing this for over 10 years.
Like, they're not even worried at all. I feel like genuinely there was like not a single bit of fear that he would be dropped.
Oh, no.
Which is crazy. A bunch of randos holding me in my drum set while I like am literally constantly like shaking.
Yeah. He was also like performing next to a car on fire, which is kind of great. And his sweatshirt, by the way. How do you not have sweat stains?
And the fact that drummers are already doing so much physical movement that they're like guaranteed to be sweaty.
Yeah.
But imagine doing that next to a burning fire and wearing a hoodie.
Disgusting, but like it was incredible. Truly, it was incredible.
Wow, Josh, John, you're so cool.
Let's talk about the fan behavior. Like, so most people like knew the lore and were dressed up and stuff, but there were these chants that everybody was chanting at random points throughout the songs that I didn't hear ever. And like, they didn't acknowledge it, but they're used to it.
Yeah.
I think it's just, fan stuff from like earlier years, like probably like, I don't know where they come from. Like, I know like the Roblox one, but that wasn't very loud. Like, it could just be from a funny video from online or like part of the actual lore, or part of a show that went viral, but people just like chant at random points in like during the songs.
Yeah, because before they came on, there was like a thing where it goes, "What is your ETA?" And everyone goes, 2. And then I never looked that up. They didn't even say the words "What's your ETA" like in the show at all. That's not a lyric, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but it was before the show even started, and everybody immediately was like, It sounded like we were in the freaking military.
I know.
It scared me. I was like, "What's going on?"
I literally didn't even like think that was like something I should be listening to. I thought it was just like an announcement.
Me too.
I mean, I should be listening to those. But
yeah. But it's just like they have such like a tight relationship with their fan base. It was so sweet to see.
It was crazy. Like they just all are so caught up on the lore, and it's like, I feel like people will, because I know it's like become more of a thing to like leave Easter eggs for your fan, and like concept albums have always been a thing, and like there's like obviously like people can make lore for their music, like it's very popular. But I feel like a band we never talk about doing it is 21 Pilots, and theirs is really good.
It is, and it's been around for over a decade.
I had no idea. Like, they, like, send letters
Oh my
like
god.
from these fictional
Yeah.
places to fans, like randomized.
Just random, and they
and
don't
then they
sign
let
up for
the
these
fan
letters.
base like figure it out online on
Mhm.
Reddit and stuff. Like it's insane.
They've dropped Easter eggs on live streams, on random like talk shows, on and you didn't sign up for them, but like they sent during the Clancy tour, I think. They sent just random letters to fans from Dima, and that had Easter eggs in it, and you didn't sign up for these, so like we don't know how it was. Probably fans who buy merch or like buy tickets and stuff, they get your email through that or something. But it's just crazy how engaged they are with their fans.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I was watching old like vines that they were doing today, and the fans have always been like this. The fans are very, very loyal, incredibly loyal. It's because of the fan base why they got number one, and that's just the truth, and it shows in the charts because they don't even have a hit song and they're number one. It's because of the fan base, and that fan base really is not going anywhere. And they're kind too. They're kind to each other. They're kind in person and they're kind online, which is rare. So rare, especially right now. And it's probably because they're made up of mostly millennials, and millennials are like
They're old.
yeah, they're not, like
Josh is 3 years younger than my mother. So I don't know if that means that he's old or my mom is young, because he's only 37, which is not old.
no, it's not. Yeah.
But it's just insane.
Yeah. The sound was really good too. You could feel the heat from the fire on your face, and we were like in the middle of the pit, I'd say. Well, we worked our way up. Like there were multiple times where, Tyler would come up and then the whole crowd would rush up. But the thing is, and I've never experienced this before, during a crowd surge, everybody stopped when they still had personal space. I still had personal space when we all ran up. And I've never experienced that, especially experiencing a festival like Lollapalooza and everybody's evil.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, it was so refreshing to be in a crowd who just cared about people around you. Everybody, had their personal space, but we still all like kept the energy up and had a good time. It was also really sweet seeing all the younger fans enjoying themselves, because that was me one day. And it's nice that they're still helping kids, because you really go through it at that age. And probably the most important part of their lore is the fact that, like I said, the religion, the point of this corrupt religion is to take your own life. And the whole point of the Banditos and Clancy is to stay alive. That has always been their slogan, to stay alive. And that's how their lore ties to mental illness. And I think that's so important that they tied that to their lore, because it helps the fans. And they helped me in middle school with mental illness issues, and they still do with people of all ages today. And I just think that's awesome. They've helped so many people, and I think that's why a big reason why their fans feel so close to them, and they do to their fans as well.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you. Okay, I want to take a moment to talk about the last song. So they have always closed their show with Trees. I don't know of a show that they didn't close with Trees, and they played a lot of shows. Trees was from the 2013, I think, album Vessel. It was their second album. Well, technically their third, but their first album isn't on Spotify or Apple Music, and they never talk about it. But they still perform it live sometimes, not really anymore. Anyway, so Trees, they always end with the song Trees. And there's this point where there's a big break and everyone says la da 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 da. And anyway, just the second that song started playing, I was like, oh my god. I started tearing up. It was I love that song so much, and it's been around for such a long time, and their tradition is to, at the end of the song, they are held up by the crowd in the pit, and they both big on drums during the la da 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 part, and everybody jumps around them, and there's confetti and smoke and everything. And so Josh was literally right in front of our face, which was insane. I could literally see his pores. He was right in front of me. And so they get ready and they situate, they play the song until that last part of the song, and then they come out and situate themselves on the crowd. And then Tyler's like, all right, like, are you guys ready? And then, oh, shoot, they always say something before they start. It's like, oh, we're going home.
My gosh. That's so
And I was like,
sweet.
oh. and then it starts, and there was confetti flying down and smoke everywhere, blowing on the crowd. Everybody was jumping and screaming, and I've never experienced anything like it before. Mari, I was taking video during it, which was a mess because I was just all over the place. And Mari was taking video too, and you can see me in it, and I'm just like
screaming, like your mouth like wide open, screaming.
biggest smile on my face ever. Like, it was incredible, and I've never experienced anything like it.
And you know what? Mick finally got to say he's right there and mean it.
There's this
Because
video
he was
that
actually right there. I could have reached out and like grabbed his
literally
leg.
he was right in front of us. But during the Emotional Roadshow tour, when I saw them live, there's this video I took of them on Snapchat when I was in the nosebleeds, and Tyler always would come up to the nosebleeds during car radio, and he was right next to us.
You mentioned this already.
Oh no, that was, I'm kidding, it was a different song. Car radio, he was on a platform in front, but during a different song, he was to the left of me, and I was taking a video of him, and I was screaming, he's right there, he's right there. And so everybody was making fun of me for it, but literally, he was really right there in front of me at this.
This time he was actually there.
show.
Like I can agree because I was there too.
Yeah, like his sweat was like flying on me. And then they say at the end of their shows, we are 21 Pilots and so are you. And they didn't say it, but they usually say stay alive.
21 Pilots too.
Yeah, they said we are 21 Pilots and so are you. But this crowd was really loud, so you didn't hear them that well when they did say that. And then they do the 21 Pilots symbol at the end, and everybody does it back at them. I'm sorry, I'm literally have my goosebumps. My hair is up.
It too.
We're doing the symbol.
You're doing
Yes. Long story short, it was incredible. Crowd work was
amazing.
great. The crowd was great. The pyrotechnics were insane. Their audience engagement was beautiful. 10s all around. 10s across the board.
It was so good. Also, I have to say that the chicken ranch wraps we got were good, and so were those fries.
Yes, they
and
were.
they had probably the best Diet Pepsi I've ever had in my life.
Dead serious. She took a sip of that Diet Pepsi and said, God, like, this is the best.
I said this is the best Diet Pepsi I've ever had in my entire life. It was insane. Like, I would easily pay $11 for that soda refillable cup any day. Like,
Yeah, we lost it,
unfortunately. But that was a good Diet Pepsi while it lasted.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank the Credit Union One Amphitheatre for letting us do this coverage on this incredible show. It was truly a pleasure, and I want to thank 21 Pilots for making some of the best music ever in the entire world.
Thank you, Credit Union One Amphitheatre.
Thank you.
Thank you, 21 Pilots.
Okay. So, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm Mick.
And I'm Mari.
Thank you. Goodbye.